Tyson, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on.
So take us through when you found out and how you found out that you made the Bears 53.
Well, I didn't get brought in by a scout. Didn't pick me out and bring me in first off, which is I think the big thing. And then Ryan Poles texted. And everything just kind of the schedule kept going as normal for me, thankfully.
Were you confident that this was ultimately going to be the decision that was made by the organization?
I wasn't really. I was really just trying my best not to really even think about it. All I was doing was just, looking at the schedule, going to the next thing that was on the schedule, and just making sure I was ready for whatever it was that was on the schedule for that day. And I left the decision making up to all the decision makers.
Truthfully, I know you never want to count your chickens before they hatch, but after you scored in that last game against the Bills, were you like, oh yeah, I'm on this team?
I wouldn't even say I was necessarily. I don't think my mind was there. I think my mind was just happy to be in the end zone and happy that we were able to execute on a drive and put points on the board, just because that is very hard at this level. So anytime you can do it, I think that's kind of where the focus goes. Also, the stadium was rocking, so that was also something I was thinking about as well.
But after the game, did you think that you had solidified your chance of making the team?
I don't think that I did. I was just very happy to have had a successful preseason, but it was this is my first year doing this. This is my first time doing this, so I know crazier things maybe have happened. So I didn't think too highly or lowly of my chances on making the team. And, kind of like I stated before, just try to remain focused and do whatever it was that we had next.
Tyson, describe to us what the last couple of months have been like for you.
It's been a complete dream come true, obviously. And it's just been a lot of fun. I know this is a lot bigger than just myself. I know I'm infecting, a lot of people, with a lot of, inspiration and motivation. I feel like I'm doing what, God put me on earth to do. So, that feels, really good. And, this NFL gig is pretty hard. So it's really rewarding whenever the hard work that you put in, starts to pay off. So it's been a lot of fun, and, I really can't say it enough, just a dream come true.
Was there some significant disappointment attached with not being drafted? And did that go away when you were able to sign with a team that you had some familiarity with because you knew Luke Getsy from the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I think the Bears were the most aggressive and kind of just showing me that they liked my game, that they liked my film, that the people that came to practice liked what they saw. And then obviously being able to have Coach Getsy at the Senior Bowl was definitely a plus. So it was an easy decision once I wasn't drafted to choose Chicago.
What was the moment like after you made the team and you knew you were on it with your family, with your dad, who's been one of your biggest supporters, been very outspoken?
It was great. I think he was definitely pumped. I think a lot of people in my life were super excited for me. Everybody, all my loved ones made sure that they reached out to me, texted me, and it was a really good feeling, just, more than anything, knowing that I made them proud. And once again, how hard this thing is, that, the work paid off. So it was just, it was really exciting. And I think everybody in my family also, felt that excitement, which felt good as well.
Tyson Bagent joining us. It's Waddle and Sylvie on ESPN 1000. Speaking of your dad, he's gotten a lot of headlines, and we've been intrigued. We love telling the story about how famous he is as an arm wrestler, the lefty, and he's won with both arms. When you're growing up and your dad's a famous arm wrestler, when you're a kid, do you get challenged a lot to arm wrestle?
Me and my brother did it when we were little, but he didn't really like watching us do it. He kind of thought it was more exciting when we played baseball, basketball, and football. It's kind of a hard thing for a kid to get into, arm wrestling. I mean, there's not a lot of kids arm wrestling. So we did it. Eventually we got to baseball, basketball, and football, and he actually was, coached on a lot of our youth league teams, which was a lot of fun.
And then when you're starting to sling the football, does he say to you, look, I don't want you arm wrestling under any circumstances?
I think once I got to a certain age, he was always really careful whenever me and my brother arm wrestle, just make sure that we were using correct form because, if you use that form, it can get ugly pretty quickly. So, but yeah, he was always preaching to me that I was going to be a really good quarterback, even when I was a really little kid when it really probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. But he was always saying he was always preaching the quarterback thing. And that's kind of what his focus was on. And then I think eventually, one day I was like, man, I really love playing quarterback. So I decided to stick with it and, it came a long way.
We could tell from the ESPN piece from a couple of months ago that your father had the ultimate confidence in you. So when you call him and say, Dad, I made it, what were his first words to you?
Just how unreal. Just how unreal it is that I made the team, honestly. Because, when you go back and you look at it, I think, I was stacking good days on good days, but, that really doesn't mean much. That doesn't necessarily mean everything. It's good to show consistency and, that you care and that you can understand everything. But, this is a tough job, and it's tough to get your foot in the door in this business. So he was just kind of just amazed and just couldn't stop, thinking and talking about, what the odds were and that he, just can't believe how far I've come and that he's proud of me.
Do you have any nicknames?
Not really. Tice, TYS is about as crazy as it gets. I think people that just start to know me for a code name will call me Ty, but I always felt that Ty was short for Tyler. But so Tice is about as crazy as it gets, but I'm open for any cool nicknames that.
Well, Bears Nation, it loves its Bears
and their nicknames.
And their nicknames. This town, Tyson, you're going to learn. Love their backup quarterbacks, love any Bear, period, and love their nicknames. So, people have already brainstormed some nicknames. You tell us what you think, and these are the couple of the best ones that have come through. What do you think about Secret Bagent Man?
I saw that. I think my grandma sent me something about that. I thought that was pretty clever. I thought that was good.
And then because of, obviously, the Bears' orange colors, Beijing Orange.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You don't like that one?
And Agent Orange, what's that mean?
Well, it's something lethal too, right?
Yes. Yeah. We can settle on Secret Bagent Man.
Well,
we can settle on that.
And what about Dion Miller, who does the Bears pregames with me because of where you went to school, likes to call you the Good Shepherd.
That's good.
Hey, I like that one too. I like that one.
All right, so we've got 2 out of the 3. That's good. What do the tattoos say on the sleeve?
Man, I've got a lot of tattoos. You have to be a little bit more specific. But, my favorite one on the inside of my arm, I got my mother's face. I've got King Leonidas on my forearm from the 300 Spartan movie. I've got the Man in the Arena speech on the other side of my forearm. I've got, a pack of wolves on my shoulder that represent me and my family. I've got the word maktub, on the top of my bicep, which is Arabic for "it is written," as if your life is already planned out ahead of time. So I think, that's why I got a silhouette of me and my baby dog Kane, who passed away 5 months ago. So he was my first and only dog. So, rest in peace to my baby boy Kane. So that's what I got going on the old arm. I got my grandma's favorite flower on the back of my arm. I got my other grandma's birthday and Roman numerals on the back of my arm. And
a lot of meaningful stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My grandfather's initials and my uncle Chad's initials, both whom passed away when I was younger. So that's kind of what's on the arm.
Tyson, what is, we always talk about the jump from the collegiate game to the NFL. What has been the most difficult transition, in your opinion?
Just the mental aspect of the game. You're still doing the same kinds of things. It's just a lot more detail oriented. It's a lot more wordy. And you just got to make sure that, even on a slight day, you got to be, you got to have mental preparation. You got to be dialed in mentally. I think in college you can get away with, maybe going through a walkthrough and not having to be as locked in leading up into it. But, at least right now for me, even on walkthrough days, I'm pushing the limits, mentally, just every day, making sure I'm on top of everything, making sure I'm not skipping a beat.
How about the speed of the game, whether it's cornerbacks or linebackers or the pass rush that's coming at you?
No, I mean, I don't think there's much of, I think there's bigger people in the trenches, and I think that everybody's a lot smarter. So, it takes a lot more anticipation. I don't know that it's faster. I just think that everybody is smarter and is always where they're supposed to be, which, obviously makes things a lot harder.
Tyson Bagent with us. It's Waddle and Sylvie on your home for the Bears, ESPN 1000. Obviously, everyone wants Justin to be great. Your job is to be the backup right now. If something were to happen, do you think you're ready to play in a real NFL game?
God forbid anything ever happened to Justin. That's my guy, and he's gonna have a great year this year. However, I'm prepared. I'm as prepared as my coaches make me. I think I was successful in college, and I think I'm a really good listener. So all the coaching points, that the coaches have been giving me have been great up until this point. And I think that mixed with just kind of the, playmaker that I have been, I think that could be, a good little mixture. But more than anything, just my goal right now is to just be as ready as I can possibly be an asset to Justin, obviously. And, everybody always tells me how long of a season it is. So, I'm just, staying dialed in, staying ready, and ready to do whatever needs to be done, at any given moment.
And that's what Ryan Pohl said, too, that you need to be there for Justin. How has the relationship been? Has he been good to you? And how have you been to him?
Yeah, I mean, he's been absolutely wonderful to me, and I don't know, I can't speak for him, but I'd like to think that I've been, as good as I can possibly be to him. Yeah, he's been great. He's helped me out a lot. And, my goal going forward is to try and help him as much as I can, just, with the limited NFL knowledge that I have up until this point.
How beneficial was it for you, Tyson, that you played in so many games in college, regardless of the level of opponent, but the fact that you were out there for nearly 50 collegiate games?
Yeah, I think it was huge. I don't think you can put you can't put a price tag on, how amazing it was that I was able to play in so many games. Just because even if I don't necessarily understand the terminology that's being used, maybe every once in a while, if they're using terminology that I'm maybe not familiar with, that necessarily it's not always a deal breaker, because maybe they're probably just calling it something different. But lucky for me, I've probably seen it at least 50 times at one point or another, in my career. So it's definitely played to my advantage, and I think it's been a huge reason on why I've been able to do what I've been able to do so far.
On Hard Knocks, we always see the rookie show.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys have a rookie show? And if so, what did you do?
Yeah, each rookie had to kind of go up in front of the team and sing. So we all sang in front of the team.
What did you do?
One at a time. I sang a Drake song.
Which one?
Forever by Drake.
How was it received?
Yeah, can you give us a little?
Well, nah, y'all know it, but just so y'all know, I killed it, and everybody went crazy.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
We're going to have to ask some folks up there.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a cross-check here, Tyson.
We're going to have to do that.
Ask whoever you want.
Hey, Tyson, it was great to get to know you. All the best to you. Congratulations on a fantastic story. And here's to not seeing you on the field for a little bit here, all right? But,
no offense.
No offense. But it's been a fantastic story.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.
You got it. Thanks a lot. There's Tyson Bagent, the backup